Hi, this is Z, and I'm back again with another video. Today, I kind of wanted to talk about talking to your children and listening to your children, and especially apologizing to your children. Every morning, I get up and I pray to start my day, and sometimes I kind of reflect on things of the past. And a few days ago, I had a conversation with my daughter, she's a young adult, and I had a conversation with her, and she was honest with me about how she felt I was kind of rough on them, my children when they were younger. And I'm older now. There was a time where I probably would not want to hear her say that, and it would probably upset me and make me angry at her. But I've kind of grown past that. And the reason why I've grown past that was because my parents were the same way. And I saw myself when I was younger being that same way. And it was something I had to work to change. I did not like the relationship. Now, my mother was not a bad mother, and my father was not a bad father when I was growing up. A lot of the changes with them was when I was older. They changed just how I changed, except for my changes were to be a better parent, and my parents kind of went the other way. They went away from how they were when I was growing up. But I saw myself being how my mother was when I could not say the things that I wanted to say as a child or voice how I felt. Now, when I got older, I tried to do that with my mother, but it upset her. It upset her a lot. And I felt like she became emotional rather than really truly listening to what I was saying. And I was kind of needing her to help me heal from some things that were said. Now, getting a whooping, which is something I did with my children, but I stopped. But that wasn't even my complaint. That did not bother me. My complaint was more of things that were said to me that were very hurtful to me, that kind of stayed in my mind for long periods of time. And I was going to my mom and asking her, like, why were these things said to me? Why did they want to hurt me in this way? And at that time, I wouldn't have thought that my parents needed healing, because they were parents. They were supposed to be healed anyway. You don't think about that. But she was upset, and we could not have a conversation about it. She immediately thought someone was influencing me against her, and I was not against her. I just was reaching out to tell her, these things really hurt my feelings. And it wasn't a whole lot of things. It just was the few things that were said were very hurtful. Almost like you telling me you wish I hadn't been born. And sometimes those are the worst things you can tell a child. You could whoop a child and they'll be okay a few minutes later. But when you tell a child something that makes them feel like you regret even bringing them into this world, that's something that can stay with them for a very long time. And as I got older, and the stuff with my family got worse. So that was something that kind of It's, it still bothered me, but it kind of added to, some of the other things, like my family ganging up on me and a lot of black magic being done to me, which I would later come to understand why. And even now, in this time, I know that a lot of times when parents are like that to their children, or siblings are this way towards each other, a lot of stuff comes from needing to heal. So, in order for me to really listen to and be ready to face and have an honest conversation with my children, I really had to heal from, the pain and the hurt that I went through, not only from my parents and siblings, but also with their father. And I really don't share everything about the pain of what I went through with their father and the things that he's done, because I feel at some point it's going to be known to them. And sometimes your children don't want to hear, even though you've been the parent that has been a constant force in their life, you never abandoned them in that way. You've always taken care of them. You've always been there for them, doing the best you could. And the other parent has been neglectful in many ways. Sometimes when it comes to their father, children may not be ready to accept what you have to say, and they may get angry at you because of what you say. Even though what you're saying is the truth, they don't want to hear it from you. And maybe your children might blame you a little bit, for their father not being around. And my children might blame me because I left their father, but they don't understand yet what was going on. At some point they'll know, and when certain things are revealed to them, then maybe they'll be ready to hear, my side of the story, and hear me tell, why things went a certain way, why I decided to leave their father. But it's important sometimes to let things play out and they get to see on their own, rather than you tell them, because they may not really want to hear it from you, or they think, well, you left him, so maybe you're just bitter and angry, so that's why you're saying these things. So I kind of don't want to be the one to tell them everything. I want them to kind of find out things for themselves. And once they see things unfolding for themselves as adults, then I'll kind of come in and tell them my side. And then they'll understand both my side and why I did not force my experience with their dad on them. When they're little children, they shouldn't even be involved in that anyway. But as adults, most of the time children, they don't want to know until something forces them to see it, about a parent. So I was the same way. I did not want to see that my parents were working along with a sibling of mine, my sister, doing black magic on me, even though I had plenty of indications of what was happening. I did not want to see my parents in that way. I was only seeing my sister, and I didn't see my parents. And I could not go back and rely on my parents to help me heal. I had to heal on my own. Going back would only make things worse. and they are in the unhealed state. They are so much more unhealed than I was, they could not possibly help me. So I've had to heal on my own. But I can say that the cycle will not continue with me. I can help my children to heal. I can offer my help. I can offer a listening ear. I can talk with them. I can apologize to them, because I have had to apologize to certain things with my children, even though some things I had to do, like getting away from my family, was to save myself and my children. It hurt. It was something that hurt them, and I can understand that that is something that hurt them, that that was something that was painful for them, because it's painful for me. But now that I'm, older, I've healed, I can sort of help them to understand the best I can, because a lot of the work is going to have to be on themselves. They're adults. But I understand they're not going to completely be healed from it until they see proof. They're going to have to see the proof of what I'm saying. They can believe me because I'm their mom, but they're not going to be clear 100% until they see the proof of what I'm saying. They need something to back it up. They need something tangible, something they can see or hear, witness for themselves. And I understand that. So my point of this video was, even when you're considered to be a chosen one and you're going through years and years of people persecuting you, it's not easy. Even if you feel you're doing the best, your children will probably at some point tell you, hey, you didn't do this right. And I have to be accountable for that. I do have to acknowledge and be accountable for the things that I've done wrong that have hurt my children. And maybe those same things probably wouldn't have hurt me so much, but that's my thoughts on it. That's my personal thoughts. I didn't experience myself, So I have to understand and put myself into my children's shoes and say, you know what, hey, this wasn't the best thing. Or this was the best thing, but yet it still hurt my children. So I do have to go back, and I do have to have these tough conversations with my children now that I have kind of healed from the things that I went through myself. Now, like I always say with myself, I have to reach back. I have to reach back and help my children to heal, because just because they were small children and I protected them from a lot of what was going on, it doesn't mean that I did it perfectly. And there's no way I could have done anything perfectly. Number one, I was a single parent doing a lot on my own and facing persecution from my family, a lot of lies, deceitfulness, black magic, trying to take my life, trying to sacrifice me, stealing from me, all of that stuff. It was a big challenge, but I was given that challenge, which means I could get through it. And I was given children, so I can help my children to heal. I can help, reach back and pull them through and to help them heal. So now that's the point I'm at. Little by little, I help them through. And we're all going to get through it. It's going to be tough for them, because at some point they're going to really see, what I've been protecting them from. They're going to get a better understanding, but it's only going to be for their growth. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be painful to face those things, but it's going to be for their growth, and I'm going to be right there with them, listening to them, talking to them, getting their opinions on everything, and to help them to heal also. And listening and talking to your children and apologizing does not only occur when they are adults. We do have to learn to do that with children when they're young. We have to be able to apologize, even if it's something small, like we thought they broke something and we find out they really didn't break it. We need to apologize to them, because we have to teach them how to heal as a child, and not just wait till they're adults. We have to start teaching them when they're children, teach them how to heal from certain things, when they're a child. But I just want to make this video about making sure that we talk to our children and listen and understand, and kind of know when we're wrong in a situation, and don't just deny that we're wrong, but acknowledge that we're wrong, take accountability, and apologize. Because just because they are a child does not mean they don't deserve an apology. We need to start helping them to heal. And those are some small things that we can do with our children when they're young and when they're older. But make it a constant thing in our lives, And in turn, when you're like that and you raise your children that way, they will be that way with their children. So let's break all those old generational cycles of saying children are to be seen and not be heard. Let's break and get rid of that, and bring ourselves into healing and bring our children into healing, so that they will do the same with their children, and we'll be in a new cycle of learning how to heal and teaching how to heal. So I hope this message has helped someone. I hope it's been of some benefit to you. And I will make another video and talk to you again soon. Please like the video and please subscribe. And I will see you again soon. Bye.